Tonight, quote, it might now be Roger Stone's time in the barrel. That is what Hillary Clinton's former campaign chairman John Podesta is saying about Roger Stone, as you see in an op-ed in the Washington Post. It was John Podesta's emails, of course, which were hacked by Russia and then leaked by WikiLeaks. According to Robert Mueller's indictment, Roger Stone wanted those emails out. The time in the barrel line refers to an August 2016 tweet in which Stone writes, "Trust me, it will soon be Podesta's time in the barrel." Well, okay. Out front now, John Podesta. This is his first interview since Roger Stone was indicted. John, good to see you again. I appreciate your time. I want to play for you what happened again the other morning, that sort of incredible moment captured live when the FBI arrested Roger Stone. Here it is.
FBI, open the door.
When you saw that, what went through your head? Stone was arrested, indicted?
Well, as I said in my Washington Post op-ed, I don't, vengeance doesn't run deep in my veins, but I had a smile on my face then because I think Stone has been lying for a very long time, and I think it's finally caught up with him, that the indictment that Mueller and his team put forward is really devastating. It's relying not just on testimony from others who he might impugn, but direct emails and tweets and texts that Mr. Stone sent to his Confederates. So I think he's in a whole world of hurt. And as I said, I think that barrel that he finds himself in is about to go over Niagara Falls.
So, okay. So I got to ask you, though, because when you say it's a devastating indictment, and in many ways it was, but in it, as you know, John, right, Stone is charged with false statements, witness tampering, obstruction of justice, but not with conspiring with Russia, which, of course, is at the heart of this whole investigation. Those charges are not in there. You obviously, got affirmed, did the investigation. Russia hacked. You knew that. Do you think it's possible that Stone did not knowingly collude with Russia? Is it possible that charge isn't there because Mueller doesn't think it happened?
Well, by the time the Trump campaign was directing him to get in touch with WikiLeaks and asking him to do so, it was well known that the Russians had been behind the hacks at the DNC.
That's true.
So I think that, again, he was not charged with conspiracy, but there's no question that there was collusion going on, and they were at least attempting, even knowing that Russia was attacking the American democracy, they were attempting to encourage that, to stimulate that. Mr. Trump famously said, pleaded with Russia to try to hack Hillary Clinton's emails, and we now know, based on a previous indictment from Mr. Mueller, that on the very day that he said that Russians went in and tried to hack her emails.
All right, so you're sitting there during this campaign, sort of right in battle with the Trump campaign, Clinton campaign, Trump campaign. In the indictment, the Roger Stone indictment, Mueller says a person directed a senior Trump campaign official, right? That's exactly the way he says it. Directed a senior campaign official to contact Roger Stone, basically to get more dirt from WikiLeaks about Hillary Clinton. Okay, and that sentence is everyone honing in on, and perhaps the most important sentence in the whole indictment, because it begs the question, who could possibly be more senior than a senior campaign official? Again, this is the campaign you were facing off on. It's sort of like on a football field, right? It's your job to know everything about everybody and their role. Who is the person, do you think, that directed the senior Trump campaign official to do this?
Well, look, I think only Mr. Mueller and his team knows the answer to that question. But if you're directing a senior official in the campaign, there aren't very many suspects. And whether that was Mr. Trump himself, Don Jr., somebody else, we don't know. I think we have to await Mr. Mueller's final report to get the answer to that question. And these grand juries are ongoing. The investigation is ongoing. I know Acting Attorney General Whitaker says it's all about to wrap up, but we don't know that. And again, we have to wait to see. Mr. Mueller's been very methodical in his approach to this. He's gotten more than 35 indictments, a number of guilty pleas. And again, this was a culture of lying, a culture of corruption. And I think the House of Lies are really beginning to fall in on themselves.
I want to ask you, John, about the 2020 campaign. I don't know if you just heard Howard Schultz, but he was talking about Medicare for All and why he is still going to consider running, despite the vitriol that has been levied at him over that idea. His political advisor, Bill Burton, was just on as well. Question to you. Should Schultz run?
No, I don't think he should run. I think I heard Bill say that he's not doing it for the money. I guess he's doing it because the weather's nice in Seattle. But I think that Mike Bloomberg got this right. An independent can't win. All he'll do is end up splitting the Trump vote. And I would think that, Mr. Schultz would rather have as his legacy the fact that he became a billionaire selling Frappuccinos than he helped get Donald Trump reelected president of the United States.
Well, when you put it that way. All right, before we go, Jeff Zeleny is reporting that Hillary Clinton is not closing the door on running for 2020. Do you think she would actually do it?
Look, she said, first of all, I love her. I wish she was president. She got 3 million more votes than Donald Trump did. She would have been a great president. But she says she's not running for president. I think this is media catnip. She's in Puerto Rico trying to help the people that Donald Trump has abandoned through the Clinton Foundation, trying to bring some relief to the people of Puerto Rico. And, I take her at her word. She's not running for president. We got a lot of great candidates out there right now. And I think the Democratic primary is going to be a spirited one with a lot of great ideas coming forward. And as I said, I think she would have been a great president, but that's in the past, and she said she's not running.
All right. Thank you very much. Good to talk to you, John.
Thanks, Aaron.